Originally announced as the sequel to The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, in 2003, Nintendo began development on a second Zelda title for the GameCube using a similar art style. However, due to poor sales in the West, Nintendo of America advised against it, and instead proposed the idea of a more realistic and gritty Zelda title. Set to release in 2005, this title was unfortunately delayed yet another year in order to debut on not one, but two Nintendo systems. Taking advantage of new hardware and the new control scheme, this game was given a new life. Often called the spiritual successor to Ocarina of Time, this game defined a generation and took Zelda where it has never been before. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Matt, and I'm proud to present my next Let's Play, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Tell me, do you ever feel a strange sadness as dusk falls? They say it's the only time when our world intersects with theirs. The only time we can feel the lingering regrets of spirits who have left our world. That is why loneliness always pervades the hour of twilight. But enough talk of sadness. I have a favor to ask of you, Link. Good, because that was getting kinda depressing, dude. I was supposed to deliver something to the royal family of Hyrule the day after tomorrow. Yes, it was a task set to me by the mayor, but would you go in my stead? Sure, I think we can handle that. You have never been to Hyrule, right? Actually, I can't say that I have. In the Kingdom of Hyrule, there is a great castle, and around it is Castletown, a community far bigger than our little village. And far bigger than Hyrule is the rest of the world the gods created. You should look upon it with your own eyes. Actually, that sounds like a pretty good idea. It's getting late. We should head back to the village. I will talk to the mayor about this matter. Alright, cool. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Twilight Princess starts out very differently than most Zelda games. In fact, most Zelda games released prior to this would just thrust you directly into your adventure. You were Link, you were the hero, you had things to do. However, Twilight Princess takes that and flips it on its head. Instead of being the hero, you're just an ordinary villager. You have a job, you have responsibilities, you have other things to do. You don't plan on becoming some hero. You don't know of any legend or prophecy beforehand. In fact, when you become the hero, everything is just sort of thrown upon you, and you have to roll with it as it comes. It's an interesting dynamic, to say the least, and it's one of the things that this game sort of pioneered, and there are some good things about that, and of course, there are some bad things about that. I'll try my best to focus on the positive aspects of this game, because no one really wants to hear me rant about it for like 9 hours, and there will be time for that later on as well, because for everything this game does right, there are also a few aspects that I dislike about it, and of course, I'll talk about it as we go along. Like, as you guys know, my favorite 3D Zelda game is Wind Waker, and the fact that this was technically supposed to be a sequel but wasn't does make me a little salty, I'm not gonna lie, but what we got was something that was different, and at the time I think well needed. So I'm actually really happy with Twilight Princess, and it is a fantastic game. Hey, Link, you there? Well, this guy seems like he's in a hurry, so I wonder what he wants. What's up, dude? Hey, you mind helping me herd the goats? They ain't listening to me lately. Oh no, that's terrible. So again, you can just see Link lives a normal life. We just gotta help this guy herd the goats. Although, Epona's gone, so that's probably an issue. Hey, where's Epona? I was just saying, that girl before came and took our horse. Didn't seem like she was stealing it. They weren't like, you know, riding off into the sunset or anything. But we should still probably go and look for Epona and try and get our horse back. So let's make our way back to actually where we were just walking in that opening cutscene with our boss. In fact, you can sort of see where we were if we just keep following this path just a little bit more. You can see that the bridge is right there, but off to the right, here's the spring, and there's our horse, and the mysterious girl. Now, of course, I do know these characters' names, but I really don't want to spoil them because they do kind of play into the story, so I think I'll wait before I mention them by name just a little bit longer. Seems like she was taking care of her horse. Oh, hi, Link. I washed Epona for you. Aw, well, that was kind of nice of her. So, see, Epona was not in any danger at all. But, although we do appreciate your efforts in washing Epona for us, we do need her back, so let's just take her for a spin. Now, the game wants you to get very familiar with riding Epona early on because Epona actually does play a pretty big role in this game later on. So get used to the controls. They're fairly simple. You know, just tilt the control stick in the direction you want to go and press A to speed up. And of course, you're going to want to press A when you like approach a obstacle. That way you can jump over it and things like that. It's fairly simple controls. If you played Ocarina of Time, you should be able to pick it up no problemo. Anyways, though, here we are in Ordon Village. This, for lack of a better way to phrase it, is Link's home. This is where we grew up. It's our village. All these people are practically our family, and while we could technically dismount Epona now and talk to them, there will be time for that later on, and instead, what do you say we make our way towards the Ordon Ranch? That way we can herd all of those goats back into their pens. And for those of you wondering, I am playing the Wii version of this game. Reason being is it supports native widescreen, and I believe the textures are slightly better. Unfortunately, you will have to deal with the Navi pointer on screen just for this episode, so I apologize about that, but I'll fix it for the next one. You can actually turn it off. I just don't want to go in the options right now. Anyways, here we are on the ranch. Let's talk to the owner. Sorry to get you over here in such a hurry, Link. These guys have been awful skittish lately. They won't listen to a word I say. Sorry to ask, bud, but how about you and Epona herd him into the barn real quick? We ain't got much time, so you think you can do it for me? Heck yeah, I do, man. Should be no problem at all. Much obliged there, bud. Okay, then, go on and herd all these little scamps into the barn for me. Alright, so herding these goats can actually be a little tricky if you don't know what you're doing, but the general strategy is just to sort of go around them in a crescent moon pattern. Every time you get close to them, press A to quote-unquote whoop them towards the pen. The only reason I say this can be kind of tricky is if you sort of get a goat at the wrong angle, it can turn completely around, and then it's literally like a pain in the neck to get this thing to go into the freaking barn. Thankfully though, none of them actually turned around, so this should be pretty easy. Just keep getting in those barns. The freaking goat in thing is so weird, man, and the noise they make, I don't even know. It sounds like, I don't even know what it sounds like, but it definitely does not sound like a goat. It's really weird. But there we go, we did it. Link, Epona, much obliged to both of y'all. I can cover everything tomorrow without having to trouble you, so just sit back and relax, bud. Alright, sweet. Oh, but how about today? Want to practice with the fences? Just wait a spell, bud. I'll get them fences set up. Alright, cool. Although I don't really need to practice, but whatever. Oh, sorry that took so long. Okay then, y'all ride all you want. Y'all get tired of riding, just jump the gate and head back into the village, okay, bud? Alright. Well, since I don't really need to practice, what do you say we just jump the fence, go right back into the village, and end off the day? And thus, a new day begins, and since we don't have work today, we were able to sleep in. Although, doesn't seem like we're gonna sleep in for much longer since these dang rotten kids are on our lawn. Hey, wake up, Link! It's morning already! Gosh darn rotten kids, man. Don't they know I'm trying to sleep? Anyways, here we are inside of Link's treehouse. This area is actually really cool. I would love to live in a treehouse like this. It's just pretty dang nice looking. Actually, let's take a look around real quick. Obviously, there's another area over there, but we'll explore that area a little bit later on. For now, let's just continue looking around. There's a picture of a goat over here. It's kind of weird. I guess Link is sort of a goat herder, so that makes sense. But yeah, not really anything too interesting, so let's get out of here and talk to those kids, see what they're up to. Probably no good, man. You know, when I was a stinking kid, I was never up to anything good, especially when I was bothering the adults and stuff like that. So what do you guys want? Oh, Link, did you hear? They're selling a slingshot at the store right now. A slingshot! I wonder how powerful it is. I must try it. Tallow, if you and Mallow want it so badly, just buy it at my parents' shop. Do you see any rupees in my hands? I can't afford that thing. Come on, Beth. Can't you just loan it to us for a little while? You know I'd get in trouble for that. If you two want it, save up your allowances or something. But our allowances are terrible. Aw, I wish I was born into a family with a slingshot instead of one with a water wheel. Alright, well, apparently these kids really, really want a slingshot. And honestly, it does sound pretty cool, so we should try and get one. If we do want to get one, we need to visit this store. Now, this is actually Beth's mother's store, as we just learned. And her name is Sarah, so this is Sarah Sundries. I don't know, I just really like that name, but she looks kind of down. Oh. Aw. What's wrong, Sarah? Oh my, it's young Link. Welcome, my dear. You didn't happen to see my little cat out there, did you? No, I didn't. He ate the fish we were going to have for supper last night, and I gave him a good scolding, but then he went out and hasn't returned. Oh, that's terrible. I'm so fraught with worry for him. I've exhausted myself. So yeah, Sarah's in a little spell of depression right now, and she actually won't sell us anything until, you know, she's happy again. And of course, the best way to make her happy is by returning her cat to her, but we'll do that a little bit later. For now, there's actually a few other people around town I'd like to talk to and do some favors for, because we can actually get a few items right now, which is kind of what we need to do. So let's talk to this pregnant lady. She looks like she's looking for something. Oh, good morning to you. If you are looking for my husband, he took his sword and left early this morning. Her husband's our boss, by the way. But I must ask, Link, you have not seen a cradle come floating by here, have you? Can't say that I have. It is a baby's cradle made of finely woven tree bark. Oh, such a misfortune. How far could it have drifted, I wonder? Alright, so she is looking for a cradle, and it's in our best interest to actually find that for her. We also need rupees to buy that slingshot after we get Sarah's cat back. And the best way to find rupees is just by looking in various places around town. Like back here, you can find 2 rupees. And right by this pregnant lady's house, there's a couple of pumpkins. And of course, we can pick these up, throw these against the wall, and get a few rupees this way. Nothing too spectacular. We already got 4 rupees, though I believe the slingshot costs 30 rupees, so we've still got quite a few more to collect. There's a couple of pumpkins over here, though, but be careful with these ones, because if you smash too many of them, one of the villagers nearby will actually yell at you, so you might not want to break too many of them. And wow, there was nothing in that one. Whatever. Anyways, there's another villager up there, so if we approach him, yo, Link, try talking to me from there with A while Z targeting. So this guy's pretty much just going to teach us the basics of Z targeting. I'm going to skip over all this because, well, I'm a veteran Zelda player, and honestly, if you've played any other 3D Zelda game, you should know all about Z targeting, so it's really nothing new to this series. But let's climb up here and talk to him normally. Yo, there you are. Check this out. You know Sarah at the general store? Well, isn't that her cat over there? Indeed it is. He's just been sitting there next to my house, having a staring contest with the creek. Is he winning? You don't suppose he's thinking he's gonna catch a fish, do you? Ha ha ha, a cat can't catch no fish. Actually, they probably can. Anyway, that's not what I was meaning to tell you about. I want you to take a look at something. What is it? See that grass growing there on that ledge of that rock? Haven't I seen you whistling with that stuff? I figured it was pretty rare to see it growing in a place like that, so I thought I'd let you know. I bet you could hop across these rocks with just a quick little tap, couldn't you? Yeah, I can. Now, obviously, he does want us to play that grass, but instead, let's ignore this first patch. And, if we jump over to this rock, check it out. That exact same grass is over here. Now, this is hawk grass. There are several different types of grass in the game, and they all do different things. But hawk grass, as you can tell, when you blow into it, it will summon a hawk from the skies. And you can actually control this hawk, which is really, really cool. Now, the reason why I wanted to call over here is because, well, check out all the way at the other end of this lake. It looks like there's an animal over there, and he's holding something. I wonder what that is. And thanks to our hawk, well, check it out. We actually know that it's the cradle that that pregnant woman was looking for. So, there we go. Now that we got this returned to us, what do you say we bring that back to her? And she'll actually give us an item for doing this, so it's well worth your time. You actually do need this item to sort of like get on with the main adventure, if you will. Oh, Link, that cradle. Did you go to the trouble of finding it for me? My thanks to you. No problem. Oh, that reminds me. There's something I'm supposed to give to you. Do you think you could carry that cradle and come with me back to my house? Sure thing. Now, she's kind of slow, but don't worry, we can just walk ahead of her. And, thanks to this game's instant teleportation, once we get to her house, she's automatically there. My thanks to you, Link. Yes, I nearly forgotten. I was supposed to give you this. Alright, here you go. And for our trouble, she gives us a fishing rod. So we can use this to catch fish. We can also put, like, different lures on it to, you know, increase the variety of fish that we can catch, which is kind of cool, I guess. It is a little unpolished. My son Colin made this under the instruction of his father. You can use it if you'd like. Oh, cool, thanks. Alright, so now that we got this fishing rod, what we can do is actually sort of gain the trust of Sarah's cat. But before we do that, we actually still need rupees before we can even buy the slingshot. So these pumpkins over here, since like there are no villagers around, we can just smash these all we'd like. Although you don't get too many rupees from them. There's a blue rupee that is worth 5 rupees. We can roll into this tree. Got another rupee. These rocks, yeah, underneath them might be a few other rupees as well. You can also get rupees just by running into tall grass, so there we go, we can get a few extra ones. Now I believe, like I said, the slingshot costs 30 rupees, so we're about halfway there now. And there's a few other places around town that we can get some other, like, blue and yellow rupees. Yellow ones are worth 10. We can roll into this tray, I believe, and we'll automatically get, like, 3 rupees. Well, there's 1. Oh, there's the other 2. Alright, cool. And, I believe one of these pumpkins will always contain a blue rupee, so let's smash these real quick. Alright, there's a green. So this one, hopefully it has a blue, otherwise then I am a liar. And there it is, a blue one. Alright, sweet. So we only need 5 more rupees, but we can actually get even more than that. And I kind of want to get as many rupees as I can, so let's head up on this ladder, that way we can get on top of this roof. This is actually the roof of the mayor's house. That's not really too important, but I just figured I'd point it out. But up here we got a yellow rupee worth 10 rupees and some more hawk grass. So let's play this real quick. And something that I think a lot of people don't know is that you can actually press the minus button and skip this cutscene. Anyway, so now that we got this hawk, well, check it out. There is actually another yellow rupee over there. Now, hawks cannot actually go and get rupees, so instead, let's look over to the right because, well, check it out. There is a cuckoo over there, so let's grab that with our hawk friend and bring it back to us. So now that we got this, guess what we can do? Well, we can jump right off this roof and glide right over to where that yellow rupee is, nice and easy. Also, underneath these rocks, there is another blue rupee and another green one. So 51 rupees so far. Alright, so that's good enough for now. We can actually get some more rupees, but we'll do that actually before we go and buy the slingshot. For now, since we're over here, what do you say we go over to where Sarah's cat was and try and earn its trust? So obviously right now it's just going to run away from us. So what you want to do is, now that we got our fishing rod, let's go and equip that real quick. And of course, cats love fish. So let's catch some fish for this cat then, shall we? Now, fishing in this game is a little weird, actually. What you want to do is, sort of wait until the bobber... Oh, I actually thought I almost had something there. But, like I was saying, what you want to do is throw your line in and wait for the bobber to go pretty much all the way under. And, then point your Wii remote upward. If you're playing on the GameCube, I'm not sure exactly what you need to do. Probably just press B, but here we go, fish on. So, as long as you're just holding the Wii remote upward, it, like, does everything for you. So, there we go. We already caught our first fish. Now, that's not going to gain Sarah's cat's trust all that much. So we need to catch one more fish, and that should do it. And it looks like we got someone going on our line already. So there we go. And fish on, baby. Let's do it. Come on. It does take a little while to reel in, but there we go. We got ourselves another fish. So that should be good. And yep, there she goes. I like how Link looks all surprised, like, come on, dude, you totally knew that was going to happen. But Sarah's cat is now on her way back to Sarah's sundry, so that should make Sarah pretty dang happy now, shouldn't it? Alright, let's put our fishing rod away, but before we go inside and actually buy the slingshot, there's one more thing that I wanted to do to get a few extra rupees. Like, rupees aren't too important early on, but it is just nice to have them, I guess. So let's come up here again, and if you remember, this guy actually wanted us to use this hawk grass, and if we pick it up and blow on it, we can call our hawk buddy again. And I'm gonna skip this cutscene every single time. I'll probably show it off like the first time we see some new grass, but every other time I'll just skip it. Anyways, what we want to do is aim this hawk at this sort of like hornet's nest, because if we do that, it will knock it down, and that sort of like clears the path and makes it so no one gets hurt by those hornets. And actually, if you talk to that NPC that's standing in front of me, he'll actually ask you to get rid of that hornet's nest, and sometimes he'll throw a rock at it, and if he does that, the hornets will actually attack him, which is kind of funny, but I figured we would save him the pain and just knock it down for him. Anyways, let's continue climbing up these vines, and yes, climbing takes utterly forever in this game. This is like one of the downfalls, I guess, of having a realistic Zelda game. Like, it takes forever to climb things, and oh man, later on that gets really annoying. Anyways, the reason why we came up here though is because, well, check it out. There's actually a few stray rupees on these branches, so let's very carefully try and catch this blue one, and hopefully I can get over to this yellow one without falling off. Careful, there we go, sweet. Alright, so now we have 66 rupees. That's way more than we needed. So what do you say we head into Sarah's Sundries and just buy ourselves that slingshot? That'll teach those dirty rotten kids. And Sarah seems much happier now. Oh, my Link, you simply must hear this. Just take a look. My little kitty Link came back. That's great. And he brought a fish back with him. He was worried about me being angry. Oh, just look. Isn't he so cute the way he laps up that milk? Say, my dear, why don't you have some too? I'm in a good mood, so it's on the house today. And so for Return the Catch, we got ourselves milk in a bottle. So not only do we get a bottle, we get milk, which restores 3 hearts. So not a bad item. It's a shame that the bottle's only half full, but whatever, it was free. Let's talk to her again, though. Oh, don't worry, you don't have to return the empty bottle, my dear. You can reuse it. You know, put something else in it. Recycling is a very important thing, my dear. I'm sure you'd never do anything of the sorts, but kids these days toss things out like the whole world was disposable. It's criminal. So what do you say, my dear? Is there anything else you want today? Actually, there is. Let's look around a little bit. So we got some milk, which is just milk. We got bee larva, which you can use as bait, I believe. And of course, the slingshot, which we want. So let's purchase this. It's only 30 rupees, and we get 50 pellets. So pretty good deal. What are you doing buying a slingshot, you naughty thing? You're too old for toys. Will you at least let the kids play with it? Yes, I will. Oh, I should tell you, if you happen to run out of pellets, you can also use pumpkin seeds. Alright, very useful information. So there we go. We've finally got ourselves the slingshot. And since we don't need anything else, what do you say we get out of here? And now we can actually make our way back to our treehouse. And since we do have the slingshot, I suppose we probably should like show it off to all those kids, considering they did want to see it and we did all the work to actually acquire it pretty much for them. But looks like our boss wants something. Ah, just in time, Link. I just delivered something to your room. Oh, I see you got the fishing rod. Colin will be pleased. And it works better than you would think, right? Indeed it does. Well, have a good one. Alright, well, you too, man. Alright, before we talk to these kids, what do you say we go back into our house and... Oh, well, there's a spider in the way, so... Real quick, let's go and equip our slingshot. That way, we can get this guy out of the way. Dang spiders, man, I hate them. More importantly, though, I do actually want to see what that dude delivered to us, because, like, sounds pretty important if you ask me, so I'd rather get this than talk to those dang kids any day. And wouldn't you know it, there's a chest, so let's open this up and see what we got inside. Check it out. It's a wooden sword. Yeah, it's not even a real sword, but, you know, you can still use it as a real sword, so that's kind of cool. And that pretty much does complete our basic equipment for now, so now that we have almost everything, I feel like this is a good place to end off the episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.